ինտեգրացիա ներկայացնել օգնության իրավիճակը տեսակետ։ Իդեպ եզրափակում վերջին ուզում եմ առանձին շնորհակալություն հայտնել մեր բանախոսներին եւ պանելային քննարկումների մասնակիցներին նախատեսվող քննարկումներում կարևոր ներդրում դնելու համար։ Վստահ եմ ձեր փորձը եւ գիտելիքներն ու տեսակետները հսկայական արժեք են հաղորդելու այս ֆորումին։ Շնորհակալություն։
Mr. Azadian, thank you very much. So I feel that all of you are in the serious tone, so let me give you one joke. The only element here that is not supervised by the Central Bank of Armenia, despite the commercial banks here, is my script. So whatever I will tell you would be out of record, let's call it like that. But at the same time, we're moving forward, and jokes aside, the Central Bank of Armenia has a very, very, very critical role in the life of all of us, especially people gathered here. And thanks to the Central Bank of Armenia, many things are under control. And it is my great honor to invite here Mr. Martin Galestian, the governor of the Central Bank of Armenia, to deliver his official welcoming remarks.
Շատ արագ ծաղկում ու վերափոխվում են, ինչը մեզանից պահանջում է ժամանակի և բովանդակային արձագանքություն։ Մեր արձագանքները կարող են ընկալել լինել մարդկանց կողմից այն պարագայում, երբ մարդիկ մեզ վստահեն։ Վստահությունը մեր ամենաարժեքավոր ակտիվներից է և մենք կենտրոնական բանկում հավատալի ենք մեր քաղաքականության ու գործողություններով նպաստել այդ վստահության ամրապնդմանը։ Այս ֆորումի աշխատանքի արդյունքում հավատացած եմ, որ ովքեր փոխանակվեն կազմել ծրագրեր այն գործունեության վերաբերյալ, որը մեր հանրության համար ավելի հասկանալի, ընկալելի և վստահելի դարձնի այն աշխատանքը, որը մենք իրականացնում ենք համատեղ։ Ասածիս անուղղակի ապացույցը Հայաստանի Հանրապետության բանկային համակարգի ցուցանիշներում որակական աճի ուղղությամբ արձանագրված դրական փոփոխություններն են, որի վերաբերյալ Հայաստանի Բանկերի Միությունը վերջերս Ֆինանսական կայունության առումով նշեմ, որ վերջին տարիներին մենք զգալի բարելավել ենք մեր համակարգի դիմադրողականությունը։ Մեր վարած քաղաքականությունը ուղղված է եղել նախորդ տարիների դրական արդյունքների ամրապնդմանը և ապագա հնարավոր ռիսկերի համար պաշարների ձևավորման հստակմանը։ Բանկերի շահույթի մի մասը մեր որոշման համաձայն ուղղվել է կապիտալի հակացիկլիկ ուղղերի ձևավորմանը և այն վերջին որոշման բարձրացվեց մինչև 1.75%։ Այժմ վարկային պորտֆելն աճում է, որի մեծապես նպաստում է տնային տնտեսությունների և շինարարության ոլորտին տրամադրված վարկերի բարձր աճը։ Այնուամենայնիվ, մեր գնահատականով բանկային համակարգը բնութագրվում է կապիտալի համարժեքության և իրացվելիության բարձր մակարդակներով, երաշխավորելով համակարգի համար դիմադրողականության բարձր և կայուն մակարդակ։ Հայաստանի բանկային համակարգը վերջին տարիներին մեծ ձևափոխություններ է ապրել, հատկապես դա վերաբերում է ռիսկերի կառավարմանը և համապատասխանության ֆունկցիային։ Այս պայման ռիսկերի կառավարումը և համապատասխանության ապահովումը բանկերի ամենակարևոր և պատասխանատու գործառույթներից է։ Միայն վերջին 3 տարվա ընթացքում բանկերում Համապատասխանության աշխատակիցների թվականակը աճել է գրեթե կրկնային։ Կենտրոնական բանկն որպես վերահսկող շատ մեծ ուշադրություն է դարձնում բանկերում ռիսկերի կառավարման և համապատասխանության բարձր չափանիշների սահմանմանը և կիրառմանը, քանի որ դա երկրի ֆինանսական ոսկերի անխափանության համար չափազանց կարևոր է։ Մյուս միտումը, որը կենտրոնական բանկը կարևորում է և սկսել է նաև որոշակի էական ուշադրություն դարձնել, դա բնապահպանական, սոցիալական և ղեկավարման պատասխանատվության կառավարումն է։ Ընդ որում, այս խնդիրը մենք կարևորում ենք թե որպես կառույց, թե որպես վերահսկող։ Ֆինանսական համակարգի համար նախատեսում ենք ստեղծել անհրաժեշտ պայմանները և պահանջները, դրանց համար հստակ խաղի դաշտ և կանոններ սահմանելու միջոցով։ Կենտրոնական բանկը շուտով հրապարակելու է իր վերանայած ռազմավարությունը, որտեղ բնապահպանական, սոցիալական և ղեկավարման պատասխանատվության կառավարմանը կարևոր դեր է հատկացված, և մենք հետևողականորեն գնալու ենք այդ ճանապարհով։ Եվս մեկ այլ կարևորություն է առևտրային բանկերի կորպորատիվ կառավարման ստանդարտների ուժեղացումը, ինչը կարծում ենք բանկային համակարգի կայունության և մրցունակության երկարաժամկետ երաշխիքներից է։ Անկախ և պրոֆեսիոնալ խորհուրդները, հսկողության և հավասարակշռման ներքին մեխանիզմները կորպորատիվ կառավարման հիմքն են և առևտրային բանկերը բավականին աշխատանք են իրականացնում այս ուղղությամբ ևս։ Ինչ վերաբերում է Հայաստանի, Վրաստանի և եվրոպական բանկային կառույցների միջև համագործակցությանը, ապա փաստ են, որ տարիների ընթացքում ձևավորվել են ամուր բիզնես կապեր, որոնք վստահ են, որ էլ ավելի են ամրապնդելու և դրանում բոլորս դեռ մեծ անելիքներ ունենք։ Հավատացած եմ, որ մեր սերտ և հետևողական համագործակցության արդյունքում հնարավոր կլինի հաջողությամբ դիմագրավել արագ փոփոխվող միջավայրի մարտահրավերներին և ապահովել մեր հանրությունների զարգացումն ու բարեկեցությունը։ Ֆորումի բոլոր մասնակիցներին ուզում եմ մաղթել դեղնավոր և արգասաբեր աշխատանք և ևս մեկ անգամ շնորհակալություն հայտնել կազմակերպիչներին, բոլորիս լավ օրը մաղթում։ Շնորհակալություն։
Thank you very much, Mr. Galestian. So, dear guests, as it was mentioned, we have here different guests and delegations from other countries. And now it is my honor to invite here Levan Gogoladze, ESG and Sustainable Finance Coordinator at the Georgian Banking Association, for his welcoming speech.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be part of this wonderful event. And in the name of the Banking Association of Georgia and President of the Banking Association of Georgia, I would like to seize this opportunity and thank the organizer of this event, of the forum, Union of Banks of Armenia, and also partners of this great event and participants of this event. We are glad to be part of the forum on regional challenges and opportunities in cooperation with the European banks. First of all, I would like to underline how important regional cooperation is and steps towards strengthening our cooperation and strengthening of our financial sector is. So this forum, I think, creates excellent opportunity for us, bringing together regional and European institutions and experts to discuss together challenges and opportunities related to integration of our financial system with European financial markets and frameworks. Sharing experience, fostering partnerships, and implementing common projects is, I think, the respectable goal of our agenda. In Banking Association of Georgia, we very much appreciate and treasure and value our newly established cooperation with the Union of Banks of Armenia, which took place this year in the summer when we signed the memorandum of understanding of our official cooperation. Georgian banking sector is explicitly very innovative and strong inside the country, among other sectors.
Armenian languages, there is a lot of similarities in terms that not so many people understand us. Okay, many thanks for the organizers for inviting us. The Union of Banks of Armenia. We have a very nice cooperation with the Union and also with Armenian banks. Our association is Banking Association for Central and Eastern Europe. In this sense, of course, Armenia is Europe. And we already have Unibank, Evocabank, and Conversbank as our members, direct members from Armenia, and we invite also other banks to join us. So, 2 words about BASI, and then I will come to the compliance issue. So, the main mission of BASI is bringing to up-to-date and best solutions, banking solutions, including compliance solutions to the banking sector in our countries, which is Central and Eastern Europe, Caucasus and Central Asia. But it's not a one-way cooperation. So what is important about us is that we are a combination, or members of a combination of large Western banks and also banks from smaller countries and including smaller banks. And if you want to be seen and to be heard, the BASI provides a platform for that. So we are organizing international conferences, and you are all invited. Our conferences are taking place in Budapest, or this time in Bratislava. We will have a compliance conference on the 9th of December in Bratislava, and then in April in Budapest. Some of you have already visited our conferences. Again, the special feature is that you or the members of BASI can be presented, they can make participation, direct participation in the agenda, exhibition, everything like this. So again, to be seen and to be heard. A lot of regulations which we are obliged to comply with is planned mainly for larger banks. So it's necessary that banks and organizations from smaller countries and smaller banks have also their say when preparing these regulations. This is one of our major goals. So we organize more than 100 international conferences, and coming to compliance, this is one of the main issues, of course. So this is one of the main reasons why BASI is inviting banks from also including Armenia, because we would like to be helpful in solving this issue. It is mainly about correspondent banking, derisking, and so on. We had a joint conference with EBRD on the 10th of October in Bratislava called Fighting Derisking with the Help of Digitalization. So it shows our commitment to this issue. And the next conference will be on the 9th of December in Bratislava, the 15th BASI AML Compliance Conference. So this is something very important for us, and I am very much looking forward to our discussions, and I will invite the banks present here to contact us and discuss how could we move ahead in solving these problems. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lengyel. So we are continuing, dear colleagues, and thank you to all of the speakers for their welcoming speeches. I was also informed that some of the members here are going to attend the government meeting, so thank you for your presence here as well. Let me give you an overall, one more time, an understanding of what's going to happen today. In the meantime, our colleagues will turn on the screens for the next segment regarding different presentations. Let me give you an overall overview of the agenda one more time. So, first, right now, in 1 minute, we will get acquainted with the key financial indicators of the Armenian banking system, emphasizing how we can integrate into European markets, potential ideas, pathways we will see. Next, we will explore the Georgian banking system, addressing its main indicators and examining how the implementation of ESG standards is crucial for global integration. We will get to know their use cases, their best experiences. Later on, we will have panel discussions, 2 panel discussions. The first panel discussion will be dedicated to identifying the challenges faced by the banking sector in integrating with European financial markets. There also we will address the main issues related to integration in European markets, such as it was mentioned, correspondent banking, compliance requirements, and investments in capital markets. And at the same time, the second panel will focus on aligning sustainable finance markets and products with the European Sustainable Banking Framework. With this topic, we will try to address the opportunities and challenges that need to be overcome to ensure the implementation and strengthening of sustainable financial instruments in our region. And of course, at the end of the forum, before the bilateral meetings, we will also explore the open banking system. But more about that will be shared later. At this moment, if everything is ready, we are going to have a presentation on the Armenian banking system, focusing, as it was mentioned, on its main financial indicators and opportunities for integration with European markets. So at this moment, I will give the speech to Mr. Ruben Melikyan, Deputy Chairman of the Union Banks of Armenia.
So, good morning, esteemed colleagues and guests. Thank you for being here today. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll be presenting the key trends, challenges, and financial indicators of Armenian banking system. Before we delve into the specific trends and challenges, let's start with an overview of the Armenian financial and banking landscape. Please note that all figures will be presented in US dollars. So, Armenian financial sector comprises of mainly 6 types of institutions and organizations. There are 18 commercial banks, over 40 credit organizations, about 8 insurance companies, more than 20 investment companies and funds, 2 primary pension funds, Alba Amudi and Sikwana, and various payment systems. The banking system dominates, holding over 82% of total assets of financial sector. There are also key infrastructure organizations supporting the financial market, like ARCA is the processing center and the operator of ARCA National Payment System. Then ARCA, Armenian Centralized Credit Bureau, Financial Mediator and Ombudsman, Fortis IMX, Armenian Stock Exchange, the country's sole regulated security market operator. And finally, Central Depository. Together, all these organizations operate under the supervision of the Central Bank of Armenia, our mega regulator. Let's now review some key metrics of Armenia's banking sector. There are over 530 bank branches across Armenia. The sector employs more than 15,000 people. Total assets of banking system exceed $25 billion, and total equity is about $4.4 billion. Loan portfolio and deposits each approximate $15 billion. The majority of Armenian banks operate as universal banks, actively participating in both retail and corporate sectors. The distribution of loan portfolios between retail and corporate lending is approximately balanced across the banking system. 13 banks from total 18 Armenian banks have issued bonds. Majority of them are listed on Armenian Stock Exchange, IMX. As of the end of third quarter of 2024, the outstanding balance of issued bonds amounts to approximately $1.2 billion. As you can see on next two slides, Armenian banks have seen as utilities and deposits have also doubled over the past 5 years, reflecting stable sector growth. Average growth for Georgian market for the same period or comparable countries. And even below the global 9-10 assets or ROA for 2024 is 3.7%. Third is very important ratio, below 35%. This indicates that banking system is highly efficient, spending only 37% of the banking sector. Loan to deposit ratio is about 85%, 24%, well above regulatory requirements. Additionally, the liquidity ratio remained robust at over 35%. Financial debt, greater financial intermediation, improved access to finance to loans and services, and final economic stability and resilience. Doubling the loan portfolios over the last 5 years, it enhanced net interest income of the banks. Other point, 7-8% has grown also from 30% to 52%, indicating increasing 58% of total assets and only 62% of total loans, indicating a competitive and balanced. I would like to draw your attention also to interesting ratio, which is the retention ratio, over the as dividends to their shareholders, while the rest was reinvested. Even if we exclude retaining earnings, strengthening banks' capital buffers, providing resilience against potential economic shocks. And finally, optimizing long-term shareholder value. Though immediate dividends are low, but reinvested earnings can drive to sustained growth, leading to greater long-term shareholders' value. So now let's review major 5 challenges, key challenges. First is geopolitical tensions. Unfortunately, as we know, there are too many conflicting places in the world, starting from Taiwan, Ukraine, Middle East, which can have direct or indirect effect on Armenian banking system. This can potentially impact Armenia's trade routes, investment inflows, and currency stability, directly affecting the banking sector's operational stability and lending conditions. Second is cybersecurity and frauds. Armenian banks trying to minimize the financial risks associated with cybercrime by investing in advanced cybersecurity solutions. The growing sophistication of cyber threats puts pressure on banks to continually enhance their security infrastructure. IML compliance, one of the challenges. With Armenia's increased integration into the global financial system, compliance with IML regulations has become a significant priority. Armenian banks continue heavily investing in systems of IML compliance in order to mitigate the compliance and potential sanction risks. By the way, IML compliance challenge will be further discussed during our panel sessions today. Digital transformation. With demand for digital services increasing, Armenian banks are accelerating modernization efforts to remain competitive. As I already mentioned, it's a very competitive market in Armenia. And finally, talent acquisition is perhaps challenge not only for Armenian market, Armenian banking sector, attracting and retaining skilled professionals in different areas like digital banking, finance, risk management, compliance, and essential and challenging. Currently in Armenia, there is also a trend that professionals are invited from abroad. Mentioned challenges require Armenian banks to innovate and strengthen resilience while ensuring regulatory compliance. So, and finally, now let's look at broader trends within the Armenian banking system. Digitalization and fintech integration. Banks are advancing digital offerings and collaboration with fintechs to meet rising demand for accessible and tech-enabled financial solutions and services. Green and ESG banking initiatives. Armenian banks are progressively adopting ESG principles, focusing on green financing, social impact investing to meet growing global investor demand. And finally, AI, a lot of discussed data analytics. Armenian banks utilizing AI in different areas. For example, to deliver personalized services to their clients, such as customized product recommendations and credit assessments, enhancing customer experience and efficiency. Mentioned trends reflect a strategic focus on technological development, regulatory alignment, and sustainability, positioning Armenia's banking sector system for resilient growth. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing such important information. In 1 or 2 minutes, we're going to have our second presentation, and after that, hopefully, we would have the long-awaited coffee break. I know everyone is craving for strong coffee, but in a couple of minutes, we will start the next presentation. If you give me just 1 moment. So moving forward, I went and checked. The coffee is being prepared, so bear with us. The next presentation is going to be presented on the topic of Georgia and the Georgian banking sector. Basically, right now, we have both high-level and also detailed overview of what's going on and what was happening in Armenia in terms of the banking and the financial indicators, thanks to the presentation by Deputy Chairman Melekyan. And at the same time, currently, I think it's the right moment, taking that the technological capabilities are fixed, we can start the next presentation, and we will have a great opportunity to learn more about the system, its main financial indicators, and also different ways that they were able to implement ESG standards for global integration. So we will learn about the best practices adopted there. And I think it's the right moment right now to hand over the speech to Mr. Levan Gogoladze, ESG and Sustainable Finance Coordinator of the Georgian Banking Association. Let's make him feel very much more welcome, such as he is in Armenia with Armenian hospitality. Thank you.
Good morning once again. I think we're in the process of solving the problems about visual parts of our banking, Georgian banking development, but from the perspective of sustainability, sustainable finance, and also regulatory framework with regard to ESG and sustainable finance. So I would like to start my first slide with the general context, what's going on in terms of when we are talking about sustainable finance. The first one which falls in our mind is consideration of environmental issues, right? And Georgia in the global position in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. Our portion is really very small, and we are a small country. It's understandable. It's just only 0.04% in the global composition of greenhouse gas emissions. However, every country, as you know, according to Paris Agreement, made commitments in 2015 with regard to their sustainability, okay, and Georgia has nationally.
This is one risk that we were not able to estimate and evaluate, so give us 10 more seconds and it will be resolved.
Stop. Now it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And nationally determined contribution of Georgia, which is updated in 2021, we have conditional commitments to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions by 57% in 2030 compared to in 1990. And there is also an unconditional commitment about that we have to, by all means, decrease it by 35%. And we all probably imagine and understand what does it mean. It means the really huge transformation from old to new technology. There is no exact amount what it could be. There is some expert judgments that this is about 50 to 70 billion of US dollars to transform all the sectors from the old to new technology. Just to compare our current loan portfolio in the overall banking sector is about 20 billion US dollars, so it's really huge transformation to take place. And currently our green loan total portfolio, according to last year's report, I think you all know that every country has leading institutions with regard to that. And in most of the countries, this is the central bank. And in Georgia, it's the same. So central bank is the leading sustainable finance agenda in the country. And we have, I have listed here the major milestones of and the initiatives that central bank in Georgia made with this regard. First of all, it's important to mention that I think every country on this network, this is global network, action plan to implement on this matter. Like every year since 2021, Central Bank makes an annual report on sustainability. Also the same year, Central Bank created kind of a template and also obliged the commercial banks to report on sustainability, which is we call ESG reporting and disclosure for the banks. Among the milestones we see, I think one of the major milestones was the taxonomy, creation of taxonomy, because taxonomy is a classification of activities that to make the bank's operations with regard to sustainable finance and ESG more transparent, to avoid risks about greenwashing and so on, so that everyone speaks with the same language when they are disclosing information about sustainable finance. And that is what taxonomy actually helps the central bank and the sector as a whole. This law was enacted in 2022. However, the banks started reporting with this standard, aligned with the taxonomy last year in 2023. So we already have the reports aligned with taxonomy. And there were lots of other tools that central bank helped commercial banks to use in their everyday operations with regard to sustainability and sustainable finance and ESG. For example, climate-related risk radar, which classifies economic sectors and which helps them to measure with regard to the climate risks. transparency, and in 2023 we had a significant achievement, and 2024 is not finished yet, so we are also, the country is working on this direction, and companies actually, and financial, not only financial institutions, but companies as well, those who trade on the stock exchange and issue gender-related bonds or some other environmental obligations. It is also important not only to talk about makes like perception